So hey, short video today. I had some stones to flatten and it just struck me I should do a video on how I flatten my stones. This is a naniwa gouken arata 400 grit. I used it as a part of a thinning session, and I wore it down unevenly as I was thinning the knife. It's a 400 grit stone, so I started way too fine. I should have started on a coarser grit, but I didn't. So I spent way too much time going at this stone here in this area. So this area was really low, and I have just flattened it, but I wanted to show you how you could do it if you say haven't got the diamond plates or any other fancy gadgets to flatten your stones. So what you will need is a flat reference surface. You will need some wet and dry sandpaper. You will need a pencil and some water. So I will water the surface of the stone to keep it from sliding. I will water the surface of the sandpaper. See, I used this a little bit earlier. And what you want to do on the stone is that you want to make a checkered pattern across the entirety of the stone. Make sure you get the corners as well. And what you want to do is you want to put it on the sandpaper, and you're going to start to move the stone back and forth, therefore removing material from the stone. But you also want to pay attention to where you apply pressure. So if I apply a lot of pressure here, you will see this side of the stone wear down quicker than this side of the stone. So the surface will be flat, but you will have worn down this side more than this side. So when you have small stones like this, you don't want to see that this side gets really short and this side gets really high. So you just want to pay attention to that. And the way I counter that is by turning the stone every now and then as I go. So I will apply pressure here, and I will flip the stone and apply pressure on the other side. So what you're going to see is that when you sharpen knife, if you do like I do, I often find myself spending too much time doing this, and what I'm doing then is I'm spending too much time on the middle section of the stone. And if I don't flip the stone, or if I don't pay attention to use the edges, stuff like that, this area of the stone is going to wear down quicker than the rest of the stone. That will form a concave shape, and that will impact how you sharpen and how well you can sharpen, especially if you do single beveled knives or chisels where you really need to have a flat surface to work on. As for regular kitchen knives, people tend to disagree on how flat your stone needs to be, but we are not going to delve into that discussion right now because I don't think we have time. So what you're going to see now, this stone is quite flat as I've just been working on it. But what you're going to see when you do this, I'm just going to show you for effect here, is it's going to look like this. You're going to see that this part of the checkered pattern and this part, or however your stone is, some parts will be removed before the other parts. This means that this area and this area is higher and this is lower. And you want to keep going until you remove everything. So you're going to start going at it. You flip the stone. You're going to keep doing this. And how long you do it depends on how coarse the sandpaper is, and of course how worn down the stone is. But when you're done, you're going to flip the stone, and you're going to see that, okay, all this is now removed and the stone is flat. If you want to make sure, and if you've been doing it for a long time, you just go at it again. for a short while to see that everything is removed and your stone is now flat. So yeah, that's it. That's how I've been flattening stones for a while now. I gotta admit, when I started making this video, before I started making this video, this stone was in really bad shape. So I cheated a bit. I started with the Atomo diamond plate. Don't know if you, oh, there you go. And this is a beauty for this kind of work. It's a lot quicker than the sandpaper, but it is quite expensive. So if you don't have it or can't afford it, sandpaper is a great way to go. But that's it. You also have these correction stones, or they go by different names. This is a naniwa, I think it's 80 grit. This is a naniwa. No, I'm sorry, it's not naniwa. It's whetstones. It's German. It's a vitrified stone. I think all these are. This is also a whetstones correction stone. This one is 1000, 4000. This is Suhiro. I don't know what kind of grits they are. Oh, grits, yeah. Don't know what kind of grits they are, but they come with the stones. Suhiro tends to supply these with a lot of stones. Usually comes in the package. What separates these from, you know, your naguras? They kind of look the same. To begin with, I actually thought they were the same. But these are, at least they feel vitrified. They are harder than the actual stone. They are only meant to smooth out the surface. So say I went with this 140 grit diamond plate on a 8000 grit stone. You will see these small streaks going down the stone. It will impact the sharpening. So what you would do is, you know, take one of these and you would go over that afterwards just to smooth it out. A nagura won't do that. A nagura will wear out. It will deposit, you know, abrasive material onto the stone, so you can then have a different experience on that stone while sharpening. But I guess that's for another video. So I hope you got something out of this. If not, just let me know what I did wrong and I'll make another video once I have another stone that will need some fixing. And until that time, I hope I'll see you guys again. So have a good day.